The top of the Empire State Building.
Z100 New York.
It's Z100, New York's #1 hit music station. I'm Josh Martinez with my guest, Dove Cameron. What up, girl?
What's up? I'm so happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you, too. Eyeshadows popping. One of the first things I noticed when I shook your hand, you got a badass snake tattoo on your finger. Is that what that was?
I do, yeah. I'm kind of covered in these little baby tats, like jewelry. Yeah.
So how many you got?
I think I have like 21.
God damn.
Yeah.
What's your favorite, though?
I have this snake tattoo on my foot.
Mm.
That's pretty big.
Look at that. Are we zooming in on the foot?
No feet pics.
I was going to say, we're giving free content out
Blur
already?
out
We're
the
like 30
toes.
seconds in.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite because it was so big and painful. And there's something I kind of like about like the earning of that. I was like, it's got to hurt.
I thought you were going to say it was so painful. I was going to be like, wow, okay, we're just jumping right into feet and pain. Yo, let's go. So, Met Gala the other night, that was your first one, right? How was it?
Oh my God, it was amazing.
No. Like, how was it,
Oh,
though?
how was it though?
Like, how was it?
It was honestly fucking amazing. Oh,
Say what you want, girl. Don't worry about it.
It was fucking amazing. It was like simultaneously less stressful than I anticipated. Like I kind of thought it was gonna be like really nerve-wracking to be there, but it wasn't. It was really comfortable. And also more human than I thought. Like I think that the whole thing from the outside has always felt like such a spectacle to me.
Facts.
And then being in there, I was like, oh, everybody's like a little jittery. Everybody just wants to make friends and they all like sit around and we all eat the same meal and everybody wants to like, yeah, be real people. It's really kind of nice.
Were you part of any bathroom gangs? Because I hear through the years at the Met Gala, it actually, the real fun is like in a bathroom where people just kind of, that's where you could only get away.
Well, I actually figured out, I think why that is. So they cover our phone cameras when you go in and you eat. So you can only like take cute selfies in the bathroom. So the girlies, they all go on trips together to the bathroom to take pics. But I actually, this is crazy. I didn't make it to the legendary Metropolitan Museum bathroom the whole night because I went out and I ran into someone on the way and then we went into like a dark corner to talk and then like we had to go.
In your outfit, would it have been easy to use the bathroom?
No.
Oh, okay. So.
But in my outfit, it wasn't easy to do anything. In my outfit, I couldn't like walk amongst the humans. It was metal. It was a metal structure on the arms.
Wow. I mean, it looked metal, but I don't know. It was like legit.
Oh,
you were out here
Hanny.
looking like an X-Men.
It was metal, Henny.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're a little bit damaged, but there's something nice about that.
Hey, listen, Elvis Duran famously said, if it don't hurt, it don't look good. So if you were in pain, girl, then it looked damn good.
Then it looked damn good. Say that again.
So, Boyfriend, that's your big song, officially hit top 10. That's a pretty damn big deal.
Yes, fucking wild.
But two lines in particular, one I love, one I don't love. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be real with you. So,
Tell me.
ladies first, I insist, badass line. That shit is fire.
Thank you.
Love that line. Plus, all my clothes would fit. Dog, listen, guys really don't have that much over women, right? Except for the fact that y'all could take our hoodies and clothes.
But see,
and baggy
that's why
jerseys.
it's funny. So that line came because I saw this girl wearing a boy who I know was big oversized shirt and they were dating and I was like, honey, if we lived together and I was treating you right, your shit wouldn't be baggy. We would fit to a T. And how cute would that be if it was like, babe, you want to wear my shoes? No, I want to wear those shoes. Okay, you take my little corset. Hot. Very
But like,
sexy.
give guys something.
No, they can't have anything. I'm actually on a mission to make sure men can't have anything.
So when did you find out that your song officially hit top 10? What was like your first thought?
I think today. I literally found out like today. And I think I'm always on like a little bit of a time delay when big events happen in my life. Like even just like the Met Gala. I only cried about it like a day later. I was like, I went to the Met Gala. And while I was there, I was just so focused on like, I think like not fucking it up. Right. So like when I heard that we were on top 10 as of like today or yesterday, it still hasn't really sunk in yet. Like it blows my mind. It's also wild to me because this, I don't know, I've recorded other people's music before. This is like a song that I wrote that I never thought anybody was going to hear. And I lived in my notes app for months before anybody even heard like the chorus. So to hear that it just continues to have this life and people are really loving it and to be in Z100 and have it on the top 10, it's massive. Like I'm geeked out.
Was the song written from one night or was it just an idea that kind of kept evolving?
Well, so it's a combination. So it was a literal recounting of an actual step-by-step, this is exactly what happened, evening that I had, that I then went home and journaled and wrote poems about and cried about. It was a very kind of like multidimensional night, positive and negative, and it would be really funny if there was a camera following me around that night. You would never think that what would come out of it was boyfriend. But if you played boyfriend and then you went back the other direction, you're like, oh, I see how that turned into that. But it was a far cry away from what the song ended up being, which was empowering. But it was also, a sort of amalgamation of the feeling of growing up queer and just having this kind of like dull ache, not quite knowing how to say like to, the women who are in your life, like, oh, God, you're being so mistreated and I'm watching it happen. And you're telling me every day everything that he's doing that is like so painful for you. And rightly so. Like, anybody would feel that way. And I wish that was different for you. And I wish I could give that to you. And then it's like if you follow that train of thought before realizing you're queer, you don't really know what that feeling is. You're just kind of like, this is horrible. This feels wrong. I want to help her. I wish I could do something is kind of the feeling. And then it's like, I could be a better boyfriend than him. I'm in love with you, right? It's like, that's kind of the train of thought.
When did you realize, like, was there an age, was there a moment, or did you kind of always know your whole life, like, I like just things that could stimulate me in theory, guy, girl, like whatever it happens to be, right? Like, did you have like one moment or?
No, I don't think so. I had like a very innocent sort of, it's like all of the first experiences that, straight people talk about. I had those same experiences, but with both men and women. And I never really differentiated. So like, I won't name her last name, but this girl I grew up with, Erin, was like my best friend in the world. And we did everything together. And then like one day we were doing something like so just young and innocent and sweet, like brushing each other's hair or something, I think it was. And she very casually was like, because my real name's Chloe, she very casually was like, Chloe, I'm in love with you. And we were like 8. And I was like, huh. And it was as simple as like, yeah, I'm in love with you too. And I remember being like, that is different than just saying you love someone. That's different. And I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm in love. And she was like, oh, with Colby? And I was like, maybe, but I think also with Aaron. And she was like, huh, okay. Well, I would love to, are you guys going to date? And I was like, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. It was that simple for me. Like, it was just like the way I felt about Dane Wiesner, who I speak about all the time in interviews, this kid. I know he knows because I say it too much, Dane. He was my first kiss, my first boy kiss. But it's the same thing. It was just like, I love Dane and I love Aaron. And it's that simple.
Now, it sounds like you're like you just mentioned your mom being so accepting of it. Looking back in hindsight, because obviously we hear all these stories, or we see it on Twitter or TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all these different apps of kids coming out to their parents and their parents accepting or unfortunately sometimes not accepting. Looking back, how important was your mom's acceptance of you coming out saying it and her being really nonchalant about it?
So important, so formative, so essential. I actually had to ask her the other day. I was like, because, when you're a kid, you don't remember specific conversations you have. And I was like, Mom, what was that conversation? And she was like, yeah, you came to me. You told me you were in love with Aaron. And I was like, what did Dad say? I have no real memory. And she was like, I think that the conversation was very a non sort of conversation because my parents were always big on not influencing either way. They were like, we're not going to influence, like, if you're, interested in religion or, a certain sort of like after school outlet or subjects or, your sexuality, just anything that was natural to me. My parents were very like, we are not taking a stance. We are supportive and we're not like shaping the direction you go in. So that's why I don't remember the conversation was they were very like, okay, keep us posted. Tell us what happens next. And if you need us, we're here. And that was absolutely crucial. And I'm very, 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 very protective of kids. Like, kids and humans are my fucking life. And it's like the one thing that can just make me cry at the drop of a hat. And I think it is so important. The more conversations we can have about this, where people are just casually talking about their experiences, if they want to, if they can, if you're able, if you're comfortable. It's so healing. And I really, really want to protect young queer kids. And if they can't have that environment at home, I hope to create some sort of semblance of community within my fan base and represent, for them maybe what they don't see in their direct the people next to them or around them or the house they grew up in. I hope I can somehow represent that for them.
I think that's so dope that you're willing to talk about it and willing to open up about it, right? Because I feel like there are still in 2022, there are still people that are kind of hiding or not completely comfortable coming out yet, and that's cool. Like it's up to us as a society to let them know, like, yo, it's cool to be you. Like that's the coolest form of you is you.
Right.
And I think you utilizing your platform, coming out and saying that and kind of expressing that and telling your story is super dope. And hopefully that inspires people, whether they watch this or see an interview or hear it. They're like, yo, like I feel comfortable coming out and saying XYZ or just being themselves a little more, hopefully, and starting that pathway down. But we'll gear it back into the music. You had a tour late 2021. What do we got in 2022, girl? Come on now.
Oh, baby, we got a much bigger tour this year.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really exciting last year. My tour was so fun. It was really like a learning experience. Like getting my feet wet with what it's like to do a set that's just all me. And just kind of interacting with people who are just there to see me was kind of like a new thing for me. I usually represent, somebody else's like,
work.
I'm an actor. I do other stuff. So it was definitely a learning experience for me. And then I just did a couple headline shows in London for the first time since Boyfriend came out. Teased my next single, Breakfast, which I'm super, super excited about, coming sooner than any of us could possibly imagine.
Hey.
And I think the next tour we go on is going to be big, definitely.
So we're expecting tours, we're expecting more music, we're expecting 2022 to be the year that you pop off in ways that you haven't done so before, despite having like 45+ million Instagram followers. It's going to get you bigger.
Honey, listen, it's all about, the journey that it takes to get to where you're supposed to be, which I really feel like now I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm where I'm supposed to be at.
I love it. One more time, Dove Cameron, thank you for stopping by, girl.
Thank you so much for having me. You're great.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.